Hi, I'm Alex Archbold. I've been buying and selling antiques since I was a kid. Over the years, generations of our family have gotten involved in the business, and I'll search just about anywhere I can to find hidden treasures both big and small. I never know what I'll turn up next. It's about exploring new places, seeing new sights, and having fun. And even though sometimes I get over my head, we try and make things a little better along the way. This is Curiosity Inc. Hey everybody, and welcome to today's episode. I am in the place. I'm in Bozeman, Montana. And today, and actually the next couple videos, we're going to be exploring some of the sites, doing some sightseeing, but also checking out some of the local antique shops and seeing what sort of collectibles you can find in the heartland here in Montana. So follow along on today's episode. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited to see what's going to be all around me here. Let's go. It is early morning on a Tuesday morning, and I'm on Main Street here, right by Wild Joe's coffee spot. I have to say, the Main Street, the downtown area, is extremely clean, well kept. All the buildings look like they're nicely renovated. Certainly, a nice sort of town, and a college town. MSU, Montana State University, is located here. So there's a lot of young folks. It's kind of like if cowboy meets hipster. So you got a little bit of the past, a little bit of the present, and I'm hoping to find a few antique shops along the way. Ooh, caramels. First stop is just down the highway at the Antique Market and More. And it looks like already they have a lot of cool art. Oh, and incidentally, since I decided to come to Montana, I thought, why not bring the whole family? They're all here. And even my mom in Montana. Look, those are Montana mountains behind you, Mom. She's like, what are you talking about? Oh, and look, it's a motorhome full of a heather. Okay, while they're visiting, I'm going to go inside and make sure they're okay with me taking some pictures. So I'm told that the antique mall here has been in business for over 30 years, and that's 30 years of collecting. What you find when you come to different areas is different stuff. And look, here in Montana, would you be so surprised to find spurs and Bowie knives and things like that? Look at the great selection of Western collectibles that they have. Even looks like Old Timers Reunion. Some really neat calendars. Actually quite like that. Empire Builder Western Star. Route of the Great Streamliners. So these might be, I think these are railway posters. And some antique firearms too. As found, perfect wall hangers at affordable prices. What's the going price on an antique musket around here? $400. And you actually, on the antique ones, you don't need a license for, so those are pretty easy to buy and sell. Don't know that I'd want to risk taking across the border though, but look at the great pipes carved. That red sort of stone, that is from this sort of area. Some old Zippo lighters. Now, I was driving through Bozeman here. I totally forgot that you can actually, they make Gibson guitars here. So there's a good chance that you might find a good deal on a guitar in this area. Oh, look, Kaiser Fraser luster seal. That's really cool. I was just at a guy's place the other day, and he had a two Kaiser Darrens, and he had a Kaiser Manhattan. That's a really hard to find sign from a Kaiser Fraser dealership. That's a really neat piece. $895, not inexpensive, but that's pretty darn cool. This guy's got all sorts of neat advertising, old Mercury brochures and stuff. What's that? Road maps. I get excited when I see stuff like that. Look at all the old toy cap guns and stuff. Captain Hook cap gun. What's the going price? $74. That's pretty neat. It's a pretty interesting shop. Already looking around, I saw they had a Remington statue right here. There was Remington, and then there was a painter who went by the name of Ace. If you ever see the, I think it was the Ace of Diamonds was his signature. Somebody can correct me. But there's some great Western artists that are from this area, and so you might have a chance of coming across some original, maybe Russell or Remington pieces like the statue, but it'd be nice to find the a painting along the way somewhere. Neat old wall phone there. Don't know what the market is on those anymore. They don't sell super great back home where I am. They're not as interesting. I recognize that. Viral, it's the bone marrow. And somebody said, I said, what would bone marrow taste like? And they said, it tastes like the most delicious fat off of a steak or something. I guess. Never thought about eating bone marrow, but they do say it's good for, ideal for fat. I thought it said an ideal for fat children, but it says ideal fat food for children and invalids. Nobody else, unless you're a child or an invalid, you don't need it. Okay, let's have a look around. There's some signs. I think those are all replicas on the wall there. Kind of neat. Hard sometimes to tell the difference between a replica and the real thing, but those are, judging by the size and the condition, I can almost guarantee those are all replicated. Donald Duck coffee. The stuff that they used to put on, I mean, who would think that, you know, what kid needs to have Donald Duck brand coffee? Get them started young. I used to see pictures of children that worked in the coal mine smoking pipes. You ever seen that picture? It's like a kid coming out of a coal mine smoking a pipe. Oh, times have changed. Some vintage threads over there. Oh, I see. One of my kids has decided to join me. Hey, Jason.
Hello.
You gonna have a look around too?
Yeah.
All right. I'm seeing what cool stuff they have. So far, I saw a really neat sign for a... Hey, Jason, look at this. Oh, he's gone already.
Oh, hey.
Someday your shoes might end up in a showcase. Size 10, they've got the gold on them. That's the thing, shoes are collectible. Who knew? You keep yours pretty clean.
Yeah.
So the future collectibles that you find. Oh, that would be an original. Oh, is this original? Yeah. No, replica. Look at that. See, that almost threw me off because it looked rusted. And I thought, okay, but look, it looks like a rusty sign. You flip it over, brand new barcode on the back, made in China. You got to be so careful with that kind of stuff. Oh, that's neat. See, emergency searchlight unit. It's got the big spot lamp on the back, probably made by Marx in the 1950s, I'm guessing. Marx, an American company that did a lot of pressed tin toys. That's pretty neat. $349. That is all the money on something like that. But, you know, you got to look booth by booth because you never know when you're going to find something. Oh, that Vidal sign's kind of cool. It's been repainted. Okay, let's see what else we can find. I can hear my sister and my brother Steve is here as well. We'll circle back around and go have a look. Oh, I wonder if I could find a nice old Western shirt. You know what? That's something I'm going to look for while I'm here. I'm going to try and find myself a nice vintage Western shirt. There's got to be one here, right? I'm in Montana. Surely there must be. Somebody used to work for Pepsi. That's the old Pepsi worker, like the delivery shirt. That's kind of neat. But I want like a fancy cowboy shirt, you know, like a show, like a stage shirt. I've got one already. It's black, but it's getting worn out. So I'm about due to get another one. So we will have a look around. Look, I did a while back, we did that auction with all the vintage clothing. 1980s Levi's. See, look, $98. I went in that basement of the that house and we pulled out stacks and stacks, probably 50 pairs of original 60s Levi's. And again, the thing you want to look for on this is if it has the big E. That does not. We only found one with the big E. when we were in that house, but that could make it a $300 pair of jeans versus being less. But you never know. It's a thing. You do an auction sale, you take your risk, but in an environment like this, there's obviously demand for it. I am surprised that, Steve, you are from Bozeman and you've never been in this mall before,
No, I have not.
but it's got cool stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of really neat things in here.
Yeah, so what are you looking for today?
I haven't, just whatever.
Just
like always, just whatever catches my eye.
So
I
I'm
haven't
gonna,
seen anything yet, but
I-
I haven't really looked around too much yet.
I know that I have to try and hit the Hot Wheels before you do.
Yeah.
But I'm looking for maybe an old Western cowboy shirt today. So with any luck, if you see a cool vintage cowboy shirt, just call my name and I'm going to come running.
Okay.
But in the meantime, let's divide and conquer and see who can find what.
Okay, sounds good.
Oh, look at this. What?
Oh, sorry. This is 100% you.
What, this store?
Yes.
Oh, I know. There's all kinds of neat stuff here.
He's in hog heaven for sure.
Yes, I am. Wait, just call me a hog. Because
No,
I'm
so
in hog.
You're in hog heaven. You're in there illegally.
Oh, okay.
You see me cook?
Yeah, I got lots.
No, I saw a couple kooks. Kooks.
Canucks.
But I am trying to find maybe an old Western shirt. Like an old 50s Western shirt would be nice.
There's a walking reindeer.
That's not a Western shirt.
Can we pick it?
No, hey, if I could find like an original nudies shirt, which is like a show jacket or shirt, that'd be cool. Some comic books down here. Slightly older. Fantastic Giants. Born to be Bad. Postcards from the great trash films. What were some of the names here? The Wayward Girl. Vendetta. Bop Girl. Youth Runs Wild. They were really worried about what young people were up to back in the day, weren't they? Delinquent parents. Okay, well, there's I don't know if the parents are up to no good. Larceny. Teenagers from Outer Space. I used to have a poster for that. Teenagers from Outer Space. A lot of teenagers up to no good. Look, Man Bait. Born to be Bad. Oh boy, that's just too funny. And some Mad magazines. Oh look, there's old Barbie cases. But there's some clothes and stuff in there. You know, the right kind of... I try to know a little bit about stuff, but you know, some of these early, and this is 1960s kind of era, some of the clothes can be worth a fair bit just on their own. Because you can find the doll and then it doesn't have the right outfits, or... See, what are they asking? $38 for the whole case. That's probably not a bad deal if you're a Barbie collector. That's kind of cool. Let's keep on looking. I gotta find me that cowboy shirt. If I don't find it here, I'm sure I'll find one when I'm in town somewhere. It's a nice old Philco Tombstone radio. Or that's more cathedral style radio. Saxophone. Let's come back around. Oh look, Steely Dan. That's a good album. Pretzel Logic. There's some good records here. Elvis. Let's see. Looking through the records. Wes Montgomery. Okay. I used to have a good collection of jazz albums. That one's still in the shrink wrap, actually. Hard to find them still in the shrink like that. But I was drawn over here because I saw all these old stereo view cards, and some of these can be worth hundreds of dollars each if you find the right one. And the right one would be historic events, scenes from the Civil War, like military scenes. So there's ship pulling through harbor. These were designed to go on a stereo viewer, which you would, I don't know if I'll see one here. Anyway, it gives you sort of a 3D image, 3D view. But because these are from the 1800s, there was a whole series of these that they did from the Civil War, and they showed the battlefields and the bodies and the whole thing. It was quite dramatic. Only once have I found a big stack of them, but this seems like the type of place you might just find them. But these look like they're mostly scenic views. Nothing wrong with the scenic view, but not as collectible as what you get with the more historic ones. They're having a great time just looking around and chatting back there. I, on the other hand, am still deep in discovery mode right now, just trying to find some cool stuff. Oh, there's Hudson's Bay blanket, 3.5 pointer. Or Hudson Bay style blanket. That fur trade stuff is popular where I am from. You come across a blanket with those typical Hudson Bay stripes on it. Those are quite collectible. Early wool blanket from the fur trade. Well, they still make them, but those go back to the fur trades. Those were a point system to tell you how big the blanket was. People used to say that the number of bars would indicate how many beaver pelts it would cost to trade for it, but I don't think that's entirely true. Look at this, original movie posters from Westerns. Roy Rogers. My dad would have been right into that. And Gene Autry. And they're 20% off, and they've got their original, or somebody's made frames for them. What are the prices on these? $79 with the frame. That's not too bad. We got Roy Rogers up there. Oh, the cool old Western posters. If you go back through my videos, you'll find a series I did where I bought a storage unit full of comic books and posters. I had quite a few of those at one point. There's another Remington statue there. Bronze. Look, there's arrows with real arrowheads on them out of stone. And I'm being poked in the ear by her. I'm armed. I'm holding a weapon right now.
What's the coolest thing you saw so far?
Well, I like the cowboy posters. Those are cool.
Yeah.
Our dad would have been really big into that Roy Rogers one. He was definitely a Roy Rogers fan.
Maybe that's him telling us he's here.
Maybe he's sending a message from the great beyond. I don't know. Is this a sign saying that you're owly? There's been a few things. The coolest thing I saw so far was a sign that came out of a Kaiser Fraser car dealership.
Oh, wow.
But I mean, that's what I think is cool because I like old cars and stuff. But somebody else is going to think that other things in here
Is
are...
there a lot of authentic stuff in here?
Oh yeah, there's lots of good stuff. It's a good antique mall. Yeah. I haven't gone this way though.
I'm going this way.
You're going that way? Okay. While Heather goes to look at books, I'm going to continue down this way. Oh, look at the Western style plate set, probably from the 40s or 50s, and it's got all the brands from branding your cattle, ranch brands on it. That is just so cool. Definitely more of a Western vibe, and that makes sense because we are here in the heart of, well, I mean, you know, I'm in Montana, where the show Yellowstone is based. In fact, past the town of Dutton earlier. Lots of neat postcards, early postcards.
We're in the car waiting for you.
Look at his fancy little mustache he's got on that. Golden West coffee can. What's interesting about Montana, the whole population of Montana is about 1.2 million people. That's less than the population of the city that I live in. But then when you're here, it just feels like there's still an awful lot to do and an awful lot to see.
Hey.
Now, among all the Western paraphernalia, there's this Art Deco piece, $385. She's holding this sort of globe, which I don't think is original. You can see that plug is quite new, unless this is one of those sort of 80s replicas of an Art Deco piece. But I'm guessing that's what it is. It's probably like a newer remake. But it would be cool to find an original Deco lamp like that. Ooh, there's a moose head. You know, when you go, I felt like somebody was watching me, and it's this whole wall. You go on the other side, and it's all the taxidermied rear ends. Okay, let's keep having a look around and see if we can find, showcases. Usually that's where they keep the good stuff. Look, all the sparkly jewelry, lots of costume jewelry in here. Nice little cameo brooches. I found a Melissa too.
I was lost.
You were lost? That could happen.
The farther you go that way, the quieter it gets.
Okay, well, let's keep looking and see what we can find. Silver dollars. There's a ship's clock that would be mounted inside of a ship, obviously, and then you wind it up. They usually last about, some of them are 8-day clocks, which is good. Ship's bell, and it's got the bell in it too. Neat. Photo album, George and Martha Washington.
Oh my gosh.
What? There's a photo album with George and Martha Washington. It's Civil War photo album, $700. That might be cool. I should ask to have a look at that, actually. So this is the Civil. I'm going to be very, very gentle because it's not only $700, but it is from 1862. My dear Kate, 1862. So there's probably his portrait right there, the soldier. Oh yeah, George and Martha Washington. And you've got all these great historic pictures. So it is more of a family photo album. I was hoping, in a sense, it might have been not just family pictures, but more pictures of soldiers and battlefields and stuff. But that's still really, really cool. And it's of that era, still in its original binding. So what a cool historic piece. But it did have the one picture of the soldier in it, but I was hoping there'd be a few more. Still really cool though. On the other end of the spectrum, we've got the Marvel Comics Doctor Strange Blacklight poster. Yep. Early 70s. Oh look, ask for a 5-cent Tarzan ice cream cup. Little old advertising sign with Tarzan on it. History of animals from the Barnum and Bailey show. Some neat stuff. I don't know what's going on in these pictures here. Obviously, some gals having a good time getting their picture taken. Oh, that's Betty Page, 1952. So those are probably, oh, Patty Page. Not Betty Page, Patty Paget. Some other lady just having a good old time trying on her clothes, I guess. General U.S. Granton family cabinet photograph. I love the fact that this antique mall has a lot of really interesting historic stuff and not just your usual kind of knickknacks. You can actually find some stuff that's really kind of special. Yeah, there's an original Return of the Jedi movie poster for the Star Wars fans at home. And who is this? That looks like a really old baseball photograph. Rival, Philadelphia. I have viewer Thomas, if you're watching, who's in Philly, who always says, if you find Philly stuff, a digital reproduction. Darn it. That's really well done though. I mean, it looks even aged and everything, just like it would be. At least they were so kind as to mark it as being a reproduction, because you might have thought it was an original. All right, let's keep on looking around.
Posters, all kinds of stuff.
Not surprising, I found Steve over here talking to my mom about records.
I have so many.
Steve's biological dad, my dad, was huge into collecting records. And if he was here right now, he'd be looking through. But yeah, more into the Grateful Dead, the Stones. Actually, that's an early Stones album.
Yeah.
That one right there. Look how young they are.
Right now, all my
Shaft.
Are you buying anything?
Me?
Yeah.
I haven't found anything yet, but that doesn't mean I won't. I'm just... When it's stuff for me, I only have so much room. Heather's asking if I've found anything to buy for myself. It's got to be just the right thing. This is kind of a cute little collection of cookie jars. You got Humpty Dumpty on his wall. If you're an egg, you shouldn't put yourself up in precarious places. I think that's the moral of that story. Hey, look. It's cookie time. What's inside? Disappointment. Not a single cookie. I don't think I'd want to eat a cookie out of there maybe right now. My mom, for whatever reason, who's standing just down the hallway, she really likes cookie jars. Her kitchen has several, not a huge collection, but she's got a few cookie jars that she likes. So it wouldn't take much to convince my mom to buy a cookie jar, I almost guarantee. This is kind of a nice tobacco tin though. I saw this from back there. Tiger tobacco tin. Great graphics on that with the tiger on it, and $180. There was one in much better shape around the corner, $580. So you pay for condition, but that is certainly one I don't see back home very often at all. A good piece. And look how much tobacco that held. How long would that last you? Chewing tobacco? I guess that's probably a store size container that you'd have in your shop, not your take home version, because otherwise Grandpa would be having his teeth fall out by the end of the week. Some neat stuff though. I'm having a lot of fun looking around this store. This is one of the antique malls, one of the better ones I think I've been in, even after going through New York and some of the other bigger cities. Here we are, Bozeman, Montana, finding cool stuff. All right, continuing to have a look around, I stopped to chat with my mom and family. There's some original paintings. Look, $85 for an original work of art. Why not? If you like it, you like the colors. It's got the nice frame on it. Cheaper than you'd find at a gallery. You could probably go downtown and find a gallery selling the same thing for $1,000. Well, not the same, but autographed Sandy Koufax picture. And as I'm walking around, there's tourists, I think, from Australia behind me. I'll point. They're right over there. And they were talking about how this is one of the better antique malls they've been in. Their exact words were, it's not as thrifty. There's actually cool stuff. And that was my thoughts exactly. Melissa had told me that there's an area over here that had vintage clothes. And I'm hoping that maybe that's... Oh, I heard her talking to me right now. Oh, Abigail's finding stuff.
Is it cute?
With the M&Ms on it.
Yeah, is it cute?
I wonder if this... Is it cute? Yeah, it's not $24. I mean, if you really like M&Ms.
Love M&Ms.
It's got the movie reel going on.
Look at this one.
The one behind it.
Yeah.
Oh, a South Park shirt?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's pretty random.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go find your mom because she told me. Oh, where is it? Hey, where do I find these Western shirts? Is it back at the very end?
Look at the arrow.
Oh, down in the arrow? Okay, we'll go have a look. Well, we did find some Western shirts. That might even be a little too flashy for me. That is definitely your, that's Wrangler with all the gold thread like that. Well, I guess if you're up on stage putting on a show or something, why not? That's not quite the style. Okay, what I'm looking for is like, it's got maybe roses and piping off, like maybe red with white piping or black with white piping. Kind of like the one I wear sometimes, just different. But it's a good start. I mean, and I found another room that keeps on going with little statues of men making things. What are you making? Are you a cobbler? Are you fixing horseshoes? He's a blacksmith. He's doing all the blacksmith stuff. Gosh, the posture they got on there, that looks like every elder gentleman that I've run across who does that. They got the spirit of it. Okay. This is slightly newer stuff back here, but there is a dollhouse with an itsy bitsy little treadle sewing machine. It's all set up. They've already decorated it. Just add imagination. Except what was funny, and I did watch the Barbie movie, is that when they had the Barbie dolls, they just made her kind of float off the top and down the bottom because nobody ever puts their dolls down the actual staircase. That was a cute little moment in that movie. Here's an interesting a shoe rack, I guess. Well, they've made it out of old shoe forms. It's creative. They took old shoe forms. You can hang your coats and things off of there. Repurposed, so there's the Christmas room. Just a lot of great fun stuff. I'm gonna keep looking around and see what else there is. Gosh, that looks like it's a glass sculpture of these dolphins. I'm afraid to come in here and step the wrong way that I might knock something over because everything is very, very close by, but there's some really neat statues and artwork in here. And 20 to 80% off. Who could say no? Just looking at the back wall, they've got these really interesting bronzes. It's like heads of animals with, you know, got like the flight cap on or the glasses. How fun is that? Like this one smoking a pipe.
No, I'm getting these.
I feel like I need that in my life now. Frankie the deer, $598. But he's just like a deer head smoking a pipe with glasses. That just seems like the sort of random thing I need. I did have a look at that nice Colt with the ivory sort of grips on it. What a great pistol that is. Lots of neat stuff. Melissa's not so sure we need the deer in our life. Well, come on, he's cute. No? All right, I'll keep looking. I'm always happy when I find something I've never seen before, like this. The Mr. Peanut peanut butter maker. So you dump peanuts in the top and you crank the handle, and out of his ear, which looks like Mr. Peanut earwax, this kid's filling up like a peanut butter cup. I guess that never caught on. That's the most disgusting thing I think I've ever seen. Well, no wonder it didn't catch on. Maybe if they had it come out, where else would it come out though? out of his ear. What you got to do, kids, is put peanuts in his brain, and out comes the brain juice out the side. Yay! Even that kid's not so sure. I told you to smile for this picture, Timmy. He's hiding back the terror right now. That girl, possible psychopathic tendencies. She's there cranking it and having a good time. This kid has haunted dreams to this day from getting that photo shoot for the Mr. Peanut butter maker. You know, for $34, that's the sort of stupid thing that would just make me laugh all day long. That might be worthwhile, but oh, I don't know. Would you guys have that in your house? Would you guys make peanut butter out of Mr. Peanut earwax? I don't know. All joking aside though, the sort of stuff I'm looking for is like that. This Midwest dairy clock is fantastic. The graphics though are appealing, and that comes from people putting in too high of a wattage of bulb, and it actually bakes and cooks the graphics off of it. So unfortunately that glass, and I don't think anybody would reproduce that sort of glass for that clock, but what a fantastic thing that is, and was probably at like a grocery store or maybe an ice cream parlor. You can just imagine that up there with the happy cow, getting your ice cream served below. What a cool thing. But if I can find some things like that, I'll be pretty happy. Also some really interesting bottles here too. Alaro Galliano 1897, and it's got this sort of explorer looking face with the pith helmet on it and the mustache. Lots of neat stuff to see and do here today. So a really fun visit here at the Antique Market and More in Bozeman, Montana. Lots of great quality stuff, from giant bronze horses to antiques, collectibles, and even some historic items. My mom found some earrings, my daughter found a t-shirt. I didn't find my Western shirt, but I did see a lot of cool stuff, and I had a good laugh at the expense of Mr. Peanut. As for me, I'm signing off. Make sure to subscribe for more episodes. We'll see you guys soon, and I'm gonna continue looking around Bozeman and see what I can find. Have a good day, guys, and bye for now.